The follow-up to the better-than-expected Bad Ben goes the prequel route, choosing to focus on the family that lived in the house before it ended up for auction, leading to the events of the very first film. A fine idea, as there certainly was a bit of mystery about it, but in the end we get a half-hearted found footage horror that drops logic and sense for an abundance of scare attempts, with very few actually managing to land. Now, Bad Ben wasn't perfect, not by a long shot, but it was a solid found footage horror that held the attention. It had a straightforward story that built tension and paid it off. Steelmanville Road is pretty much the opposite. It's unashamed in how much it lacks subtlety and tells its story in half-hearted fashion with a cast who, let's just say, they struggle at times.
Whose house is it?
It's ours.
What do you mean it's ours?
It's our house.
No, we can't afford a place like this.
Sure we can. We can afford the utilities.
No, seriously, we can't. What, you don't want to start a family now? It's just gonna blow everything in the house.
Listen, okay, I had an appointment with a lawyer on Wednesday and I didn't tell you about it.
Please tell me you didn't sign something.
No, well, listen, it was my mother's house.
Your mother?
My birth mother.
But you said you didn't know your birth mother.
I don't. Well, she died a few weeks ago and her estate lawyer tracked me down. And she gave us this house.
The movie surrounds Rachel and Matt Harris, who have recently moved into the house from the first film. However, their excitement turns to terror when they realise it might be haunted. Cue plenty of ghostly goings on and the constant appearance of some preteen boy in shockingly bad makeup and speaking backwards.
Did you see that? The chair just moved.
Yeah, I see it, but I don't believe it.
Is that you? Oh my god, who is that? I mean, it got really cold and I heard voices and the lights went out and...
This particular scare is easily the most overdone one of the film, which says a lot as Steelmanville Road likes to throw out a hell of a lot of scare attempts. Forget build here. It's moving furniture, cold rooms and bad smells to suddenly ghost kids and demonic voices, all within the first quarter of the film. The lack of subtlety isn't refreshing because there's nothing to quench the horror thirst here. Bad Ben wasn't doing anything new and Steelmanville Road is doing even less. Instead, it seems to follow the Paranormal Activity blueprint of having its prequel tied to the first film seamlessly. However, whereas the famous franchise built cleverly towards its big ending, Steelmanville Road tries to keep a frantic pace throughout and inevitably stumbles and falls. The pacing is all over the place, and it's very difficult to not find yourself yawning constantly. It's not like we can look to the cast to help make this a better film, as the lifeless performances do little to impress. For a married couple, Jessica Partridge and Christopher Partridge have very little chemistry. Both also seem to just take the paranormal antics in their house in their stride, to the point that it's wholeheartedly unrealistic. A real problem when the crux of found footage is realism. We're not talking about finding a door open or a light on. Steelmanville Road is the most haunted place on earth. No one will be as comfortable as the pair seem to be a lot of the time. However, their poor acting pales in comparison to the medium who knows more than she's letting on. She plays the role with enthusiasm, but her line delivery is horrendous. She sounds like she's reading off cue cards, and her exposition dump at the finale is cringeworthy.
That boy in the video.
Yes, that's Elijah. He looks young, but he's not a boy.
You know who that is?
I do. He is responsible for a great deal of what has happened here.
Well, who is he?
What are you doing?
Shh. She's telling them everything.
I wanted to make sure he wasn't here.
Who is he?
Elijah. He's your brother. He was your brother.
What happened to him?
He died shortly before your mother.
How?
Do you want to know why he is not here?
Yeah.
The cross, the Bible, the Lord's Prayer. These are the things that keep him from being here.
Mona, how did he die?
Your mother is here, though.
Now?
Not here with us because she cannot bear to hear what I'm telling you.
Whereas Bad Ben can be enjoyable even with its flaws, there is very little to enjoy here. It's boring, overplays its hand, and ends in such a lackluster way that it is downright frustrating.
No, it looks really good, but you have no idea what did other people are placing. I took a bunch of pictures. No, the outside. They don't let you inside. I wish they did before we placed a bid. Yeah, I'm gonna place a bid. Yeah? I don't know, it makes me nervous because it's gonna take every penny I got. But, you know, the plan's not to keep it. It's to buy it, flip it, make a profit, move on to the next one. Auction is next week. 30 days after. Alright, dude, wish me luck. Yeah, thanks. I'll send you some pictures.